Hey guys, it's Rachel and I am back. I know I've been gone for a few months and I have a different background. We actually moved into another place, so that's why I've been kind of meaning to film, but then I forget. You know, the usual thing I usually use as an excuse. So today I am here with a video about something that has really been on my heart lately, and that is being young and female in a doctor's office. So, you know, I've always heard people saying like doctors are sexist, or they're sexist without even realizing they're being sexist. And I'm like, nah, you're insane. And then I realize, oh my gosh, they are. Because in all of my years, how many years? Like 13 years of being sick, in and out of hospitals, surgery, procedures, doctor's offices, whatever, I have mostly had male doctors. And when I was younger, I don't really remember much. But as I got older, I do see a difference in how I was treated, between being treated by a woman and being treated by a man. And I also saw this video on Facebook. I think BuzzFeed put it on Facebook, But it was like 5 or 6 different women that all had been misdiagnosed or completely disregarded for something that a man couldn't see, because they don't know what to do with a woman when they're sick. And all of these women, okay, maybe like 3 or 4 of them, were asked, have you been through something traumatic lately, like a breakup or a fight, or are you just not with it right now? Basically saying, are you on your period? And I'm just like, I was completely speechless watching that video. And it just kind of blew my mind, because I've never had a doctor be outright sexist to me. I've had them talk a little bit different to me than they would if it was my husband or my dad in the room, but I've never had someone blatantly say, is it your period? I can't believe they can get away with that. But in this video, these women were suffering for months, even a couple years, I think one of them, and they had an ovarian cyst, or the doctor was just like, oh, you're making up the pain, or whatever. And this is stuff that all of us have heard, that you're making up the pain, that it's in your head. Oh, you know what, you're a woman, so you're probably just feeling too much. You might want to try to dial that back a little bit. Seriously, you guys, I was speechless and completely mind blown. But you know what? I think it blew my mind more. It doesn't get to me anymore that people are sexist. I deal with it every day. But what blows my mind is that this day and age people are sexist. Because women and men, completely different. I understand that. But the audacity to assume that a woman is making up her symptoms just because of her physical anatomy is complete crap. Okay, that's not okay, that a man can assume that when they don't know what a woman feels. They don't know what cramps feel like. They don't know what hormones feel like. It just blows my mind. And I'm probably going to use that phrase about 5 more times. But you know what advice I have for you? Ask for a female doctor. And I have said that to a female, like the receptionist when you call to make an appointment. I ask her, can I have a female doctor? I don't care if the wait is longer. I will happily wait for a woman. And she's like, okay. Almost as if I'm at fault for wanting a woman. And I'm like, they sympathize better. And she's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, are you serious? You would rather see a man about a female issue than a woman who can actually understand what you're feeling and not assume that you're on your period, or that you're just going through some stuff and you don't know how to deal. Oh my goodness. But you know what? Just go to your appointment and just sit there and let all the men in the room judge you just because you have a vagina. Just let it happen, because that's just how it is. And quite frankly, I am so over it. I hate my gender sometimes, Like, I'm a woman and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what I want to understand, is why do we get judged for something that we just are? I don't understand that. So I don't think it'll ever really get easier to be a woman in a doctor's office simply because either the nurse will judge you, the doctor will judge you, the discharging nurse will judge you. It's just like, it is what it is. But I think the main part that I wanted to get across in this video is don't let whatever judgment get to you to make you think that what you're feeling is emotions, or what you're feeling is your period, or you're just thinking a little too much and you're creating your symptoms. Don't let that get to you, because I'm dealing with that right now. All of my tests are normal, but I feel like a living pile of crap every day. And my doctors are like, oh, well, you're fine, your blood levels are totally normal. And I'm like, Jim Dandy, fine, that's wonderful. But what's wrong with me? And I really can't help but think sometimes, would I be treated differently if I were a man? And the answer is yes, you would. Because men are looked at differently. And that's okay. But what's not okay is to assume things about us simply because we're women, if that makes sense. So I sincerely hope that you have survived my entire, 8-minute rant. But I really just want us as women to break the stigma that these doctors have gathered about us. Because, I just don't get how they go to school for, 12, 13 years, and they get to assume these things about us. I don't really understand that. So I really just hope that we can all band together and just show these doctors that whether we're male or female, our symptoms are real. And I sincerely hope that you don't get discouraged just because a doctor isn't listening to you. If they're not listening to you, go find another one. Because honestly, doctors do that, and I'm going to make a whole nother video on that. But just get a new doctor, because it blows my mind that doctors can treat us like crap for trying to seek help. It's the same as mental health. When you're dealing with depression, anxiety, whatever, and people are like, you should get help. And then you try to find a therapist, and you try to find someone to talk to, and you get judgment for it. You get talked down to. You get belittled. And it's the same as physical health. Seeking help is not a bad thing. You're saying, I can't do this alone. Please help me. And yet, here we are in 2018, still getting judged for what we got. So, you know what? Go be an awesome, independent woman and show them what's up, because obviously they need some help in that department. But I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.